everyone. Welcome to Chick Flick Shuffle, where we will give you a sexy man's perspective on a variety of chick flicks. This is a bi-monthly podcast. It's bi because everything is better when it's bi.
Emphasis on the bi.
Emphasis. You gotta emphasize. You gotta push that in. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Here we have
Your
our
what?
four core members. Well, who you just heard over there, that is our Canadian Stray.
Asian correspondent.
Because we have to be
Asian
diverse.
correspondent.
Yeah, we have to include all kinds of guys in this. So we have our Canadian guys and our Chinese Asian guys. So this takes care of
Who's
both
also
those races.
Asian.
Canadian
Yes.
is a race now.
Do we have a white guy?
Geo is every guy. Every other guy we don't have.
But I can't be Jewish or Arabic.
Except those two.
I can
Yeah.
get a Jewish man in here if you want.
Yeah, that's my introduction. I'm Geo.
And he can't be Jewish or Arabic. Then we have McFisticuffs.
Who, me? I'm McFisticuffs.
I thought it was Dr. Dr. McFisticuffs.
That is too long.
It's Dr. McFisticuffs if you ask me.
Yeah,
He does not have his PhD yet. We won't
No.
worry about it.
Does a doctorate count?
Maybe.
That is what PhD is, isn't it?
I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, that's my introduction.
Quite. And I'm End. I'm the only one of these people that actually have a skill account.
For now.
What?
I might
Oh,
have
yeah.
one and not use
But-
it.
but-
You're gonna
What?
get one.
That doesn't mean you can send me hate mail for anything that's about to happen later. Alright. So, today's film is Beaches. Because I figured if you're going to get started, then let's start with one of the biggest, grandest chick flick movies ever.
And it's full of beaches.
Actually, it's not. This is like
I
beach in
didn't
the...
mean beaches. I mean beaches.
Oh. You
How
mean...
do you get that deep?
That's what we will see
Right.
later on.
Right.
Yeah.
But our movie tells the tale of two girls, Cece Bloom and Whitney
Hillary
Thurston.
Whitney.
Hillary Whitney. Right.
Just like a guy. I can't remember names.
Something about turtles.
Men.
I know. We are awful. I'm ashamed I
Yeah.
have a penis. So, the star here, well, maybe is a star in code. No, Bette Midler is pretty much the star here.
Yeah.
Is Bette Midler. And let me tell you something about Bette Midler. I don't know anything about her past career or her future career or anything that she's done. All I really know is that she was in Hocus Pocus. So whenever I see her, I'm like, oh, it's that witch. And that's what happened when I first
Hey.
started watching the movie. Hammer Time?
Wait, she was in Hocus Pocus.
What?
She was the lead witch. in
Oh my
Hocus
god, I
Pocus.
thought so. I thought it was just me.
Yes, that is her. How could... This is like the prequel. As you will find, she kidnaps children in this movie.
Just like the blind side.
Just like the Blind Side. She meets Hillary Whitney on the beach one day while she's hiding under the benches and smoking a cigarette.
The year 1958
The year 1958.
in
Thank you for that.
Atlantic City.
In Atlantic City.
Are we going off the Wikipedia page?
No, I just find it hilarious that they meet in Atlantic City.
Yes. Look. I just want to tell everyone. Every person here has watched this movie. Okay, each and every one of us, except Stray, because when we told him we were watching Beaches, he went and found a documentary about beaches and sea turtles.
Yep, that is definitely a chick flick. Never even questioned.
Look, I mean,
Someone gave me a link to them, and one of the links was a Sea Turtle movie. Someone.
I guess, I don't know. Does that mean Finding Nemo is the penultimate chick flick?
Maybe.
It could be like a direct sequel.
Yes.
Alright. So, Whitney meets Cece. Cece's smoking a cigarette and hiding from her mom. And Whitney goes with Cece when Cece's mom eventually finds Cece. Tired of saying Cece already. Whitney's mom is weird. Because, and I know that this sounds ignorant from my point of view, but I don't know if she's Jersey or Jewish or both.
Well, this is Atlantic City. Yeah, it's in New Jersey, right?
Yeah. I have no idea. Yeah. That is all we need to know. So, Cece is a performer. She's a child performer. She sings, she dances, she does a bunch of stuff. She's
She has
kind of
a
in this
crazy
bloody
mom.
tutu outfit.
She has a crazy mom, like all child performers.
Of course. Yeah, you can't be a child star without a crazy mom.
'Cause
That's
you
ridiculous.
have to live to your parents.
You
You have to live-
can have a crazy dad.
No, the dad's usually a bum.
Yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah.
Or not
He's just
fair.
like, as long as you don't make my money, I don't care.
Yeah.
He's a pimp. And then a scene follows where little Cece is singing, and let me tell you an interesting thing about little Cece. She sings way better than Bette Midler. Like, why? Why did they let this little girl outdo Bette Midler? Every song that Bette Midler does as an adult is just meh to me. And then Cece's just blowing it away like a black chick in a choir.
I also love how young CC's hair looks so 80s. In the
I
She was
have
just
not,
ahead of her time.
right.
that is straight up 80s hair.
She had a vision of the future. And it's funny because she hates her hair throughout this entire movie.
She's a
She's always-
ginger.
Run it. Yeah, speaking of which, the scene where she's singing, and there's another one immediately afterwards, it's clearly like a child competition, or she's trying out for a part in a play or something. And the girl comes up after her. You know, Cece just blew it away with this song, and this girl does a handstand, and she gets the part.
What?
Yeah. And the whole thing just really reminds me of that one scene in South Park where the judges are like touching themselves while they're watching little girls
yeah.
walk around.
Yeah.
With Michael Jackson and Ike's body.
Yeah. Only they were a lot younger in that one.
Yeah, yeah.
But parents are still overbearing.
Always.
Yep.
And shortly after this, Whitney and Cece split up, but they decided to keep writing letters to each other.
That's what the opening scene was. I did watch a little.
Oh, you know you watch something.
It's like, at the beginning of the movie, like shit just hit the fan, and it just goes into a time flashback.
All I can say,
that is what happened.
she lives her whole life through a flashback, driving from San Francisco to LA?
Like a 40-minute drive.
That is actually very good.
Should she
Some
not
people-
have paid attention to the road? I'm pretty sure she killed some homeless people on the way.
Because if you think about it, some people flashback, they think about it, it's like 20 seconds long. It's them smoking weed while aging really, really fast. That's their entire life flashback. So she has an interesting
I hate
flashback.
you guys.
Why? Do you smoke weed? Is that why you hate us?
Ain't nothing wrong with chronic.
No, there's nothing wrong with the chronic.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you want to stop Uber typing?
Rotten fruit.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, I completely forgot where I left off.
we're
Riding each other?
yeah, they're riding each other with snail mail.
Yeah, with really slow snail mail. Whitney,
Yeah.
let me tell you about Whitney. She's rich, and
She's-
she complains a lot.
Just
What is-
like a rich person.
I never understand the rich people with problems genre. I will never understand this genre of anything. You are rich.
That's
Solve
because
your
we're
problem.
poor. We can't understand their problems.
I'm-
They're so bored that all they can do is complain.
You can pay people to fix your problems. I'm just
I know, right?
yeah, Bill Gates.
Thank God. Well, that Oprah money.
That cancer's gonna seriously.
I can tell that mic got out of your mouth. You need to stuff that back
What?
in there. 'Cause you're drifting away.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm back.
Good. Cece, she does some theater work, nothing big. But what really progresses the story here is when they finally meet after all those years.
Where CC is now just singing in a nightclub.
Yeah.
I think you skipped some.
A skip song?
is she singing?
Yeah,
Don't
you
Stop
skipped
Believing.
some.
Don't stop me. We might get sued if I keep singing.
No copyright infringement here. Hell no.
They meet because Whitney just wanted to leave her life behind because it's so terrible having money and
I know.
being controlled by your daddy and stuff.
Getting able to go to was it Stanford or Harvard?
It was fancy, is all I know. Like, it gets to a point in colleges where I don't even know the names. If you say it, I just know it's fancy.
Like, yep, that's where rich people go.
Yeah. you probably ride horses in school, don't you?
No, they have the ability. They can ride horses at school.
They ride horses in class. They do it in math.
We go to math lab on like Seabiscuit.
Math lab, hell, they don't have math lab.
Alright, they go to slave whipping. Show them how to whip their butlers and wait.
Right.
I told you to get ice for my tea. That poor little intern. He needs that little scholarship.
Said, ice for my tea. You brought me iced tea. What am I supposed to do with him?
Who put
I don't
iced? Tea? Who put tea in my Long Island iced tea?
I did.
There is
See,
no
tea.
tea in an Long Island iced tea. I'm not kidding. That's serious.
If you've been working on Law and Order as long as I have,
Right.
All right. Anyway,
And she moves in with Cece, basically. And things ended up alright until they meet a man. A dashing man
a man.
that Cece meets in a bunny costume because that's where her life has taken her now.
Yep.
So they get together. The man offers her a role because he owns the theater and he directs plays.
And CC instantly falls in love with him because he did something nice for her.
Yep. That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes. Aren't you glad you listened to this podcast?
In the movie verse,
All you need to get into the movie verse is like a magic death remote. That's all you need.
Geo, you called me by the wrong code name.
I said death
Wow.
remote. You just called yourself out. Now people think your real name's Remote.
I said wrong code name.
Regardless.
Are you going to become CC now? The other CC?
The other CC?
He's trying to make a Code Geass reference.
we're
Oh,
talking
No.
about pizza.
The other CC.
I'm so confused. All I can think now is CC's Pizza.
I want pizza now.
Which might actually happen at the end of the movie. This is what happened. He became 80 years old and started a pizza restaurant. But no.
Yeah, they meet this new guy, Yeah, played by John Hurd.
And this guy has a thing for Whitney. They're just something drawing those
Hillary.
two together.
Her first name is Hillary.
Hillary.
I have to call her Whitney. This is a chick flick. All I can think is the bodyguard in the back of my mind. I'm sorry. Hillary Whitney. And they get it on.
Yep.
And then she leaves. That's how that happens.
They get it on during Cece's her big performance.
Yep.
Her first
Yeah, a great friend. It's a great friend.
best friend.
Well, you know, she's off and she gets married. Even though she's still asking about her homeboy back at home.
She left because her dad died. You skipped that part.
It doesn't matter why she left. Okay, no one cares about that.
But that's an not important plot point.
Her dad doesn't have a single bit of dialogue in this entire movie.
I know, but he's a man.
In fact, there is no man in this movie that has more than 2 pages of dialogue.
Yeah.
In fact, the only 2 people with more than 2 pages of dialogue in this movie are Cece and Hillary Whitney.
There you go.
Wow.
Anyway,
That is a good question. What happened after that?
is Hillary married?
Yes.
She left and got
Hillary
married.
married Clark Kent.
Some lawyer.
Because he
Hey,
was just
Michael Essex. Essex. Who
Essex.
thought of that last name?
Like, you know what? That is a fantastic last name. Essex. That's better than Rico Suave.
His name is S.O.S.X. Let's call him James Reed because that's cool.
But eventually, well, Cece decides to take this opportunity to get married herself to the guy who was just banging Hillary.
Yeah, because spending time together, doing montages, really brings people together.
Right. That's exactly what you can't be in a committed relationship if you don't have a single montage.
Yeah,
It just doesn't work.
especially in movies. When I try to montage of real life, things just kind of get screwed up a lot.
Are you doing it in slow motion? Because that's the only way it works for me.
I try to do like 8 things within 8 seconds, and it just doesn't work.
Were they all in the same place? Because they all got to be in different places.
No, I was in different places.
You don't have the gas to do different places.
That's what I was thinking. The first I was able to get was 1 block away from my house.
All right, before we get distracted again, like always.
Yeah, right.
You can get distracted easily if you haven't noticed.
It's good to be distracted sometimes.
Yeah.
And then they meet again because Cece's having an even bigger performance. And Hillary brings her husband or fiance, husband. It's husband at this point.
No, did she?
Yes. They meet. Look, I saw the movie. I know.
Yeah, she did. I forgot.
Yeah. And that's when the jealousy starts bubbling up. Oh boy.
You're banging
It's a-
that man I bang. Honey.
It ain't gonna work.
Cat fight.
I'm married to this man right here, child.
And then, so after the performance, they really get into a heated argument because Hillary's being a rich dick. And
CC's being a pretentious dick.
yeah, that's how it goes. So they just get all their bad stuff out in the open and then they leave. Cece is sorry about it. She keeps writing Hillary because Hillary is the only friend she has ever or
Yeah.
has ever had. She doesn't have a single friend in this movie.
Yeah, CC's such a dick that her husband leaves her.
We aren't there yet.
Really? I thought that's where we were now.
Because
It sounds like it.
Hillary just doesn't answer any of these letters or read them all. And then Cece's husband leaves her.
Because she's a dick.
Because Cece is actually getting really, really famous. And he doesn't want to go with her in her search for fame. He's comfortable at his small little theater.
Yeah.
And I really like this scene because I like to compare it to the next scene. This guy started out as the womanizer guy. But when he makes a lot of sense when he explains to Cece why he's divorcing her. And you can't be mad at him when he does it. Cut to Hillary's life,
Oh, poor him.
and
Oh,
Clark
there we go.
Kent, boy. This is what I love about it, because when you meet him, he's all nice. He has glasses. He's in the lawyer suit. He's like, "Oh, I'll open the door for you." You speak all soft tone, and then she gets back from vacation and like, "What up, Trick? What up? I got me a blonde chick right here. We gonna get married. Also, I just knocked you up. You gonna have my baby. She gonna have my baby. That cat over there, that got my seed too." Like, he just got everybody out of nowhere.
And there were no fucks given that day
That's like the funny.
by him.
He just became the ultimate player pimp in one scene.
He does. He's a player behind our backs.
That is true.
Yep. She comes home and sees her husband sitting at the table with this woman in her robe. That's so cold.
I know, eating breakfast. That just pisses me off. It's one thing to cheat on someone, but then to come home and watch them eating breakfast together, there's just something about that.
Wearing her clothes. Oh.
No. Alright, you can cheat on me, but don't eat my Cheerios. Those are mine. My name was on that box. So, eventually, Hillary goes back to see CC. Now her career's on downslope, and CC playing music at a nightclub. And they start arguing again, and start crying again, because it's not a chick flick unless the same woman cries at least twice. That is one of the defining characteristics for me. So if you're watching a man film like Rambo, and there's a girl that cries at least twice, maybe we can review it.
That's a minimum requirement for a chick flick.
Same girl that cried at least 2 times.
So, then Hillary tells Cece that she's pregnant. And there's a little montage of Cece taking time out to help Hillary out with the baby, and, do all this nice stuff, and kind of giving away her career to help to help Hillary. And at this point, something hit me. This could be a completely different movie, because at this point, it looks like they're about to become lesbians. It really does.
It does.
Oh, I'm glad that I was not the only one thinking about that.
Yes. And it would be just like Romeo and Juliet, because, Cece's broke, and Hillary's rich. Now they're together, taking care of this knock-up baby. It's just weird. That seems like a lesbian relationship to me. 2 women taking care of a baby. But then...
There's so much hate mail for that.
What? Look. Lesbian? Let's have a Earth talk here. We love you, right? We love you. And that's why this is a bi-weekly podcast. I'm going to capitalize the bi in there. That's for you. Okay? And you know what? If it were up to me, all children would be raised by lesbians. All children. Because, no, there is no because. Just because.
That is true. All of us, we all know men love vagina. And
Sorry, I phased out for a second. What are we talking about?
See, that's why you don't multitask.
Sorry, I've got like 3 conversations going at once.
Well, that's
While reading manga.
why no. You gotta be committed.
We're talking about vagina.
I ain't
here.
committed.
Yeah, let's move on. Stray has ruined everything.
I know. We will never say vagina around you again. So, Cece's ex-husband calls Cece up and says, "Hey, I got another big part for you. Why don't you come over here and help me out with this?" And Cece's like, "Okay." It doesn't matter if she was just engaged to a doctor. She can't leave her career behind for nothing. So she leaves Hillary by herself, even though they still write. This movie would be so short if they took all those scenes where they read each other's letters out. It would be so short.
Yeah.
And then, of course, eventually, I believe the little girl's name is Victoria.
Yeah, I think so.
And Victoria is born. And Hillary raises Victoria. And let me tell you something interesting about this that I noticed. If you take 3.5 Men, it's a situational comedy. If you take 3.5 Women, it's the last 30 minutes of Beaches.
3.5 women? Is it 2.5?
Oh.
That is great.
It's just a terrible thing to realize.
Yes, you're right. A female Charlie Sheen.
Oh,
God.
Which one is the Charlie Sheen?
Cece has to be the Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, CC.
Which makes this ending that much more horrible. But Hillary starts getting sick. She has a bad heart. She's on the waiting list, but you know, there's no point in being on the waiting list.
Yep.
So she goes to the beach and waits to die. Yeah, you would say that, Stray. You have a terrible waiting list up there in Canada.
Yeah, but we also have one of the better health care systems.
Sure you do. Sure you do.
Socialist bastard.
And I don't know. There's not much to say at this point. She dies. Hillary dies.
She dies, and CC has to take care of
Spoiler.
Victoria and not be a bitch like her own mom.
Yeah. But you want to know what's interesting about Hillary dying? Hillary gives CC Victoria, but she don't give her any money. Hillary is rich. Give her some money. So she got enough money to buy a beach house, but she can't give Victoria some like just a couple of $100,000 to raise her kids.
Couldn't Victoria have inherited her money?
Not until she's 18.
Exactly.
I guess.
And then a series of unfortunate events happen.
Mommy, you're gonna die. You leave about $500,000.
Yeah, the whole beginning of the movie leads up to that last part where Hillary dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just glad she didn't die of cancer. Cancer seems like such a deus ex machina in the media because it can happen at any time. There's no reason for it. Like, all right, this guy has to die from an emotional impact. What are we supposed to do? Cancer.
Well, this big last cancer. If it was actually cancer that killed her, it would be like a giant crab just come out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. I don't think you could hit that weak point from half the time.
This would no longer be a chick movie if the crab came out.
No,
No.
they still cry twice.
It's cancer! And they turn around to 7-foot crab.
This would be the prequel to Sharktopus.
Oh my god. Oh.
This would be so much better than that documentary or this movie.
So
That is the best way to do peaches.
that's Beaches. Is it a good movie? It's alright.
It's where the song "The Wind Beneath My Wings" came from.
True.
And has that song not been played to death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school thing.
I don't have anything really interesting to go out on.
Oh, if beaches would have took place in like Antarctica, would it be called Ice Hole?
There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
We out.
We gotta go to the ice hole.